Hey guys, it's Just Be Yourself. Welcome back to my channel. I am back with another encouraging video today. If you are new to my channel, yes, that is what this channel is for, is to encourage you, to keep you going. So if you saw the title of this video, believe it before you see it. What? You mean, wait, you must have meant I'll believe it when I see it. No, I typed it right, okay? I spell checked, I double checked my title. I want you to believe what you want to see happen before you see it, before it's tangible, before you get to flex on the gram with it. Like, you gotta already have in your heart and your mind that that's gonna happen. So I'm really excited to share this video with you guys. It encouraged me when I was writing my notes for it, and I'm just really excited. I feel like as we get into these warmer months, it's April, it's going on to be May and June and July. It's hot outside, it's something about it being warm. Everybody wants to look like they're winning, you know? And there's nothing wrong with that. I want to win too, and I want everyone around me to win. But as it gets into these months, as people are blossoming, it seems like it seems as if sometimes we get discouraged, we get a little dismayed when it doesn't seem like we're blossoming as quickly as them. And with this day and age, with everything being online and on social media, and like I said, it's easy to flex on social media because I can literally only show you what I want you to see. But it's so important to have faith in your own blossoming season. So that's like kind of the basis of this video, is having faith in your blossoming season. And in order to do that, you're going to have to believe it before you see it. So like I said, I'm really excited that you stopped by. I'm really looking forward to the rest of this video. And I just want to do something a little different before we really get to the nitty-gritty and get started. If you have seen my other videos before, if you follow me on social media, I am very much faith-based. What I mean by that is God is definitely my source to everything. That is something that I truly believe I wouldn't be who I am without knowing who God is. So before we get started, I've never done this before, so I'm nervous myself, y'all. But I just want to say a quick prayer before I share with you what I'd like to say, so that this can be intentional and so that God can really lead and guide this. And I do want to say, I do not want to force anything on anyone. If you want to fast forward through this prayer, that's completely fine with me too. I don't want you to ever feel uncomfortable as if I'm trying to, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to believe in God, because I absolutely love God and I love Jesus, but it's about your own relationship, so with all that being said, I'm just going to say a very, very quick prayer, very brief, and then I'll get started. So Lord, I just come before you as humbly as I know how this beautiful afternoon, saying thank you so much for life on today and just for all that you've done for me, and being able to have the courage to get on here and film myself to other people and really allow you to use me. I really want to encourage your people, God, and I pray that whoever you want this video to reach, whoever has been praying, whoever has been wishing, whoever has been really wanting to see something spring forth in their life, Lord, that they are able to see that, Lord. I pray that this video encourages them to keep going, that it encourages them to have faith, that it encourages them to just smile today, Lord, to just have peace today, Lord. So Lord, in these things I pray, I just thank you right now, and I claim that this will reach who you want it to reach. Amen. So guys, let's get started. Like I said, when I think of believing something before you see it, I think of blossoming, and I did a little research on the word blossoming. I just did a quick Google, not that much research, girl, but I Googled what blossoming means, and blossoming on Google, it said to produce flowers or produce a mass of flowers. Basically, all I took from that is to produce. When you think of blossoming, you're trying to produce something. I want to see something actually grow, I want to see something actually come about in my life when I think of blossoming. And like I said, as we get into these warmer months, everybody's trying to be out here blossoming, popping, and that's all right. But it's so important to make sure your blossoming season is for you. So I just want to share with you guys 3 things, 3 points that I want to make about blossoming and about believing things before you see it. And I do have a personal story too to share with you guys for how I've done that in my own life and how I'm still doing that. So now that I share with you the definition of blossoming, basically just to produce, you want to see something happen, right? That brings me to my first point. So my first point is, know what you want to produce. You cannot hit a target without knowing what you're even aiming for. You cannot cover your eyes and say, I think I want to go here. I think I want to go there. I think I want that car. I don't know. I think I want to do that. I think I want to start a business. I don't know. You cannot do that. You have to know exactly what you're talking about. And I know that in society, I feel like a lot of times like I said, it's easy to feel like people come up overnight, but no. A lot of times behind closed doors, people had been working on that for years and years and years before the whole world saw that. And don't get me wrong, there are some people these days, you know, rappers and stuff that come up like this. Just from a viral video, people are, you know, very well off. There's some people when I see this stuff, I'm like, it's pure ignorance to me. It's not funny, like, and then there's some people I'm like, they're hilarious. You know, I love seeing their stuff. So everybody's different. But it's impossible, like I said, it's impossible to hit a target without knowing exactly what you're aiming for. So with my first point, knowing what you're aiming for, knowing what you're after, it's very, very important to not become so consumed with what you haven't already obtained. It's so important to not focus on what you feel you lack. It's so important to not focus on, well, I didn't do this, or I tried to do that in the past and it didn't work. Like, no, this is now. And I know it's difficult because as humans, our brains are only wired to really think and believe what we've already seen. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure before people went to the moon, people were like, what? You're going to the moon? That's impossible. But we're so used to only believing what we've already saw in the past. And when we try to do something in the past and it didn't work, our mind really gets into that mode where it's like, that's never going to happen. So with my first point, like I said, I really want you to know what you're aiming for and to not become consumed with what you don't have, okay? And it's super, super important with this first point, with knowing what you're aiming for, to start working on that. Once you know, okay, I want this car. Once you know, all right, I really want to develop some great friendships. I really want to be networking. I really want to start my own business. I really just want to have a blog, anything. It's super important to already start walking in that, start to really plant that seed and to start operating already. You know, the car that you have now, if you're taking the bus now, what does your posture look like? Because a lot of times that's what God is asking you. What does your attitude look like? How are you treating people with what you already have? How are you treating yourself with what you already have? Sometimes we become too consumed with what we have, and that's why it seems like God is holding on us to get more. But he's like, no, I just want you to know that the things you possess are not what make you. So I just want to share a quick story with you guys. Last year I graduated on June 9th, and about a few weeks before I graduated, my car stopped working. Like, it was absolutely done. And last year I already had it in the shop several times before it broke down. When I was about to graduate, y'all, I had just put new tires on it. Like, I had put all this money into this. Me and my mom had put all this money into this car, and I'm like, God, I always prayed for this car to work, to last until I'm done with school. I'm like, I barely have a job yet. Like, but anyways, long story short, the car broke down, so we took it to the shop again. The same guy I've always taken it to, and when we went to go pick it up, it was still in the same condition that we left. Like, we had to take it back. We did not make it home with my car when we picked it up from the shop, because it was still, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, but my car was like putt-putting. Like, it was like, but it was just a mess, and we were so upset. My mom had just helped, me and my mom had just put our money together to pay for this, and I'm like, you know, I don't have time for this. I was about to go on a trip. I had just graduated, and I'm like, God, I don't have the money for this. Like, I told you specifically, sir. Like, I told you I only want to get rid of this car, but I can afford another one. So once the guy had told us that, you know, there's really nothing I can do for your car. Like, it's just done. You're gonna need another car. I had went to, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of her, but Heather Lindsay, excuse me. She has a thing called the Pinky Promise event every year, and I went last year in Atlanta. And before I went, you know, in the past I would have allowed myself to become so consumed and teed off with not having a car. But I was like, God, you know what? I'm gonna enjoy my time. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna have faith, and I'm gonna say. And I literally, the first worship night, I was like, I just was closing my eyes, you know, I had my hands up, and I'm like, God, you know what? I don't have a car right now, but I just thank you for getting me to Atlanta, to the Pinky Promise. And I'm believing that when I get home, that you will make a way out of no way. So when I got home, then my car was still at the guy's shop. You know, he told us he probably wasn't going to be able to do anything with it, but he's like, I'll still look into it for you. So when my mom picks me and my friends up from the airport, I asked her about it immediately. I was like, hey, you know, what did he say? What's the verdict on this? So she was like, you know, Brianna, it turns out it really is legitimately not going to be able to be fixed. So yeah, that was frustrating. It's a little disappointing, but it was crazy. The way that I told God, you know, whatever you want me to do with this, Lord, that's fine. As long as your will is done with it, that's fine. I had been getting rides for my mom to my job because I got a new job like a week after graduating. Awesome. But yeah, I was very, very consistent with that. I was very persistent. I had an interview there weeks before graduating. They hired me, called me and told me I got the job, paying more than they usually pay people. Yes, a week, literally 1 week after graduating. But my mom was having to get up hours earlier than she has to just to get me to work. We were sharing her car. My parents were letting me use their car on the weekends, and I was kind. I was putting gas in the tank. I did get a parking ticket with my dad's car, but I paid it. And really what I'm saying is I did all this with a smile on my face. I did all this still allowing God to give me peace and joy in my heart. So long story short, I know I keep saying that, but I am getting to the light in the tunnel here. With getting another car, I was a little nervous. You know, I'm like, God, I just graduated. I don't have thousands of dollars in my bank account. Okay, I know that I'm not the only college student that did not take saving seriously. I didn't take my finances seriously at all in college because it wasn't something that I 100% had to worry about all on my own, if that makes sense. I just wasn't that serious about it. And when I was praying, I was honest with God. I'm like, God, you know, I was not serious about saving, but I just need you to come through and help me find an affordable vehicle. So long story short, literally the day after I got back from the Pinky Promise, like not even 24 hours from the plane had landed, I texted my mom and I'm like, I need you to go to the Nissan dealership with me. And she was like, okay, Brianna. She's like, I don't know. You know how parents are. They love you. They want you to see you win, but they also like have to be like super realistic. They try to be real realistic with you, you know? And so I was like, Mom, I'm going to go there and try to get a car. Not a brand new car, maybe like 2010, 2012, just something that is an upgrade from my car, but still affordable. So we went there and I told the guy my situation and he's like, he's like, what are you looking for? I'm like, maybe 2010, maybe 2012, something, you know, kind of new, but still nice and affordable. And he's like, well, I could probably get you in a 2017. And me and my mom look at each other, we're like, 2017? Like, this girl is only 21 years old. How is she gonna have a brand new spanking car a couple weeks after graduating? How, you know, make that make sense? And he's like, well, you're saying that you just graduated. If you can prove that, if you have your your stats to prove that, we have a special program just for graduates right now where you can get a brand new 2017 car, 0 miles on it. Yes, you guys, I applied for the program, the new graduates program, to get the new car, and he allowed me and my mom to test drive it as the application was coming back. So as soon as we get in the car, I had like this big grin on my face. I was like, ooh, you know what? I was like, Mom, this is my car. I literally said that out loud. I said, Mom, this is my car. I'm claiming it. So we, you know, get on the highway and stuff with it, and I'm like already acting as if this is my car. Like I said, you have to already be walking and talking and acting like this is mine. Like I am gonna do this, you know. So when we got back, it still wasn't back yet. It still wasn't confirmed and verified. I ended up having to call my school and stuff and go through all this. We were there for like a couple hours just because it was kind of later in the day, and there's a lot that had to be confirmed, you know. But God was telling me, still have faith, you know, and that's really important. When you're believing something is going to happen before you see it, sometimes it's going to be some different turns and intervals that you have to go through. So I ended up obviously getting approved for the car, and he's like, you know what, it turns out that you are approved and you will be able to like leave with this car today. And I was just like flabbergasted. I was like, wow, you know, like I came into that dealership, you guys, I put $0 on that car for a brand new car with 0 miles on it. I didn't have any money, you know. I think I had a couple $100s from a check that I just recently got from work. I was working at TJ Maxx at the time, but I didn't have any money in my savings account. To be completely transparent with you guys, I didn't have any money to put down on a car. And I still left that dealership with a brand new car. So it's just so important to claim things, to say, you know what, I am gonna do this. This can happen because I want it to happen. So that brings me to my second point. You are going to have to really, really have faith. When you plant that seed, when you say, okay, this is going to happen, I believe this is going to happen, please understand that your seed is your faith. Please understand that your faith is going to have to run deep. When your mom, when whoever says, girl, you're not going to be able to get a new car. You just got out of school and you were buying too many clothes. You didn't save enough money to be living lavish, graduating college. And I think that's a really bad description that people give of life outside of college. Like, you can flourish. Why put all this energy and time into something, and money also into school, if you're going to get out and feel like you can't win? That's just silly to me. But that is why your faith is going to have to be so deep. You're going to have to believe this more than anybody else does for you. You have to want to see this flourish, because I'm going to tell you something. Surface seeds do not prosper. You're not going to get anything out of a surface seed. When I think of a literal plant, a literal soil, and I think of somebody trying to plant a plant and see it grow and bloom and blossom, I think they really have to get that seed down deep, and they have to really pack it in. And if you have a seed that's just on the surface, or it's like a little bit of dirt on the top, you know, not completely covered, you haven't done any type of patting down, it's not deep enough. When someone comes through and they blow on it, when someone comes through and they step on it, when someone comes through and they say, girl, you can't do that, when someone says you did too much stuff in your past to be encouraging people, when someone says, girl, that doesn't happen, when someone says because of your skin color you can't do this, then you're gonna easily be dismayed. You're gonna easily say, you know what, you're right, I can't. So it's super important for your seed to be so deep. Please, like, don't play with that, you know, like, seriously. So also, please understand that even when you do plant that seed really deep, even when you do have all that faith, you do have to be realistic. You do have to kind of brace yourself for those people that come around, those naysayers that come around. And sometimes people can't help it. Yes, there are legitimate haters, like that is a real thing, but there are also people who they don't have much faith. Then, like I said, all of our brains are so used to what we are used to. They're so used to only seeing happen to us what has happened to us and those around us. Well, my mom didn't do that and she wanted to do that. My dad didn't do that, he wanted to do that. My sister, my brother, my cousin, my friend, da da da. You know, it's like we get so consumed with others, and you have to brace yourself for those people that come around and don't believe it. Those people that come around and, like, some people, they may not even just see your seed and try to kick it, you know, or say something negative over it. Some people are going to try to dig it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to have a whole shovel and try to get that seed out of there, because no, they're like, no, you can't do that. But that's why you have to really say, once you make that decision to say, this is going to happen and I'm going to have faith in this, you have to make that decision to never give up on it. When you literally put a seed in the ground to see a plant bloom forward, you have to nourish that, and you have to watch it daily, weekly, monthly. You cannot just put that there, walk away from it and say, well, I hope it blooms into something. I hope that I come back and see that cherry blossom tree. I hope that I come back and see that tree just out here looking beautiful, leaves on it, colors beautiful, and there was no nourishment. So you have to understand that basically the nourishment for that tree is not only going to be your nourishment with your positivity, you putting in work, you putting out plans for your project that you want to do, you saving that money, you networking with those people, you meeting those people. That nourishment is also going to come from rain. It's also going to come from what other people do. And that's why you have to have faith. You have to be strong, because sometimes those haters, those naysayers, that's nourishment to your seed, believe it or not. If I would have been on my way to that dealership and allowed my mom, which I love and trust, she's one of my best friends now as an adult, if I would have allowed her to say, you know, Brianna, you just graduated from school, how do you think you're about to get a new car? You know, I remember we had actually got lost on the way to the dealership. And this is what I mean by where your faith has to come in, because we couldn't even find the Nissan dealership. And my old car was a Nissan. I don't know where my mom got it from before, but obviously I like Nissans. But we have lived in Michigan like for years and years and years, and we could not find this dealership. And we've drove past it so many times, and we stopped and looked up the directions, and she's like, Brianna, I just want you to like really brace yourself just in case they say no, just in case, you know, those type of people. And I love my mom. But I was like, Mom, I literally told her, I was like, Mom, please be quiet. Like, this is going to happen. I want you to see this. And what's so beautiful is the people at the end, those people, those naysayers that try to say you can't do it at the end, they get to see God's work. Because my mom, she was like, you increased my faith with this. She's like, I'm an adult and I've never had a brand new car because I didn't think I could get it. And my mom works hard. Like, she could definitely have a brand new car. But like I said, it's what we're used to seeing. Maybe someone else that she talked to didn't get approved for a new car, and they might make more money than her, you know? So it's super important to, with these two first points, is to, one, know exactly what the heck you want to do out here. Know what you're aiming for. And if you don't, take that time to know. Stop being out here like blind, like I said, covering your eyes and thinking that amazing things are going to happen. Really know what you want to do. And secondly, really plant that seed deep. Really, your faith needs to be so deep. So that brings me to my third point. You are going to have to really watch this thing, and you're going to have to be so patient. And sometimes things happen right away, and sometimes things take a really long time. If you, like I said, if you've had me on social media before, if you've seen my other videos, I didn't start blogging until 2016, but I wanted to in like 2015, 14. I had made so many websites, y'all. When everybody was asleep, I was up. I thought it was just for yourself, and I was like, that's stupid. Like, who's gonna rock with that? But every time I mention that to people, they're like, that is such a dope concept and such a dope name. And I'm gonna do a completely separate video eventually to really break that down, because it means a lot to me. Like, I really am just Bree yourself. And I don't mean that in like a cocky way, but like, I'm really all about just being me, you know? And my ideas are just me. What I want to see happen in my life is just what I want to see happen. It doesn't come from what other people would like to see for me. So you're going to have to be patient, and your posture is so important. It's so vital for you to not be out here thinking that, oh, well, when that does happen, then I'll start being nice. If I would have said, well, God, when you do give me that car, since this is how you want to do me, when you do actually bless me with my car, then I'll be nice to my parents. But right now, while I have to share with them, I'm not putting no gas in their car. And I'm gonna be out all night. I'm gonna, even though they have to use their car for work and stuff, I gotta do what I gotta do. Maybe they can take the bus. That is not how you win, okay? You don't win by being vindictive and sneaky. You don't win by being impatient. Like, please stop trying to rush your blossoming season. And please believe that you will blossom. Please believe that you will succeed. Believe what you want to see happen. You really have to do like Proverbs 3:5 says, and lean on God's understanding and not your own. As humans, we want to do stuff all on our own will. We see people say self-made, you know, self-paid, self-made. And that's just not realistic. Like, that, no, that didn't just happen with just you. I don't care how hard you try to say it did, but somebody orchestrated that. There's people, there's things and places and times that happened in your life that got you there, and God is one of those things. For me personally, God helps me with this, you know? The camera that I'm speaking to right now, God helped me get that. These earrings, this shirt. I mean, seriously. But I just really want you guys to take what I'm saying seriously. You have to believe things before you see it. Even with graduating school, I had to really have faith with that, because I've never had confidence or faith with school. Never. I can remember since a child, I used to be in class almost in tears taking tests, because I feel so dumb. Like, God, I just don't understand. And I remember in 4th and 5th grade, my teachers kept sending home these things to my parents, like, she does not comprehend well. In school, I remember even 12th grade when I was, I think, well, no, it was 11th grade. I was signing up for my 12th grade classes, and even this teacher was like, are you sure you want to take this class? Because your track record ain't too great. And I remember my mom was really mad that I told her that she said that, but I'm like, I'm gonna do it anyway. And yes, the class was an ultimate struggle. Like, whew, child. But I ended up passing the class, and it's just super important. Like I said, you were not going to be able to listen to what everybody has to say. You're going to have that faith. You have to believe it. You have to believe it's going to happen. I had to see myself walking across that stage before it happened, because if I didn't really think that was going to happen, one, you're wasting time and money, because everyone knows college is not free, and you're also setting yourself up for failure. You're going to be so disappointed when you didn't believe what you wanted to see happen. So it's just super, super important to please believe what you want to see. If you really want to see yourself having friendships, see that. That's another thing that was an ultimate struggle for me as an adult, getting out of high school. As a young adult, I had 0 friends. Like, people that I was this close with, I no longer talked to. Like, we had legitimately fell out. I had a very, very best friend. We have so much in common. It's like people would be like, you guys are attached at the hip since like literally 6th grade, little kids before adolescence to all the way up into young adulthood, and we were not speaking. And I was very lonely for a long time, and I didn't have those friends. And it seemed like I said, again, with social media, everybody would be out having fun and doing this and that, and I didn't have anything. I didn't have anyone. I was just going to school and coming home. That's it. So it's just super, super important to say, you know what, right now I don't have that, but you know, I believe that I will. And it's super important to, like I said, know what you want to see happen and start putting in that work, start planning that. For me right now, the season that I'm in, I have blossomed in a lot of ways. I've grown in a lot of ways, but I know that I want to be speaking on panels soon. I want people to really hear me out. I really want to be speaking to young women. And I've had so many people come up to me and say they see that. My aunt, she passed away unfortunately, but before she did, she told me that she saw that. I've had strangers DM me paragraphs on social media saying like, girl, I hope you know God is using you for something way bigger than just blogging. And that is something that I'm really starting to see and feel for myself, and I'm so excited for it. But until I get to that point, until somebody says, Bree, we want you to come speak on this panel, we want you to come to this event, we want you to host this event, we want to hear your story, I want you to tell your story to these young women, I have to already be practicing and walking in that. I have to already still be putting out encouragement. I have to be encouraging myself, allowing myself to be filled up, so I'm not trying to pour from an empty space. So it's just really, really important. I'm practicing speaking. I used a voice memo on iPhone. I don't know if you have an iPhone or Android. It's Team iPhone over here. But I use my voice memo to practice speaking. I'll be on my way home from work, and I'll just, you know, even if whether it's a good day or bad day at work, sometimes I just feel in my spirit, man, I have so much to say right now. So I'll use my voice memo and speak into that, and then play it back to hear how I sounded, and I ask God, hey, what can I work on with my speaking? What would you like me to say? How can I say things? So you guys, seriously, like, there's a whole world out there. Like, the fact that there's billions of people out there, billions of dollars out there to be made, and you're just one person, like, don't let that discourage you. Instead, look at that and say, I'm one of a kind, okay? And I believe that I'm gonna show the world that I'm one of a kind in a way that is gonna bring light to the world. Don't just be out here trying to be selfish about it either, you know? So I really, really, really appreciate you guys stopping by. I hope that this video has blessed your life. I've enjoyed talking to you guys. I probably talked too much, but I just thank you so much for watching. And if you are not subscribed, you really should subscribe, because I'm coming at you every month with these videos, okay? So please be sure to subscribe, like this video, share it with a friend or 5, I don't know. Share it with whoever you feel led to share it with, even if it's just Facebook or Twitter. Just share it with someone. And also make sure you turn on the bell notification so that you know when I post videos, girl. But I will see you guys later. I really appreciate you guys watching. Please have faith in your blossoming season and believe it before you see it. Bye.